All right, everyone. So just continuing on for the day. Again, it's Monday, the 19th. It's a little afternoon, probably close to 1 o'clock. It's about 80 degrees here with a real feel of 83. Dew point's about 60. What did I say it was, babe? 66?
I don't remember.
The dew point makes it a little sticky. So we're making lunch right now. Again, we haven't eaten yet. Going to the 2 food pantries this morning, but I got the grill going. Some of those pork chops that we received from the pantry, we got on the grill. We're going to use the rolls, the buns, to make some sandwiches. I cut up some lettuce, tomato, got some Miracle Whip. So yeah, that's what's going to be for lunch today. Nice quiet in the backyard while we're waiting for our pork chops to cook. So it's kind of quiet, not a whole lot of birds flying around. So I see some butterflies out there, but so you can see the grass needs to be cut. Probably get that tomorrow now. So yeah, nice and peaceful. Alright everyone, so we are ready to eat lunch. I'm using the new stainless steel dish there to keep the pork chops warm. So I got the 4 pork chops in there, cut some lettuce and tomato, got some Miracle Whip there, got buns, rolls. Glenn is more of a rolls kind of guy, I'm more buns. We got our drinks, got a couple of the little oranges there, and we're going to be eating looking out the backyard. So alright, we're going to enjoy this and stay tuned for what's next. Alright everyone, so this is what's for lunch. We have pork chops with Miracle Whip, lettuce, and tomato. So we received the pork chops from the food pantry, so it's a blessing. So this is what's for lunch on this Monday afternoon. Hey everyone, so I am back in the house. We ate our lunch and we're done. I cleaned everything up and back in the house. So I have some things to do in the house. Glenn is outside in the garage still. He'll be hanging out all day. So he decided he did want Charro beans, so he said go ahead and make them. Maybe he just wasn't in the mood when he said he wasn't in the mood for them yesterday. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make the Charro beans and I'll show you what I'm going to use. So let's get to that. Alright everyone, so this is all I'm going to use for the Charro beans. I got 16-ounce bag of pinto beans, which I'm going to boil. And I'm going to use about 4 or 5 jalapenos. I'm just going to cut them up. You can use fresh jalapenos. We happen to have a jar of them, so that's what I'm using. I'm not going to go buy jalapenos just for that. And I'm going to use some diced tomatoes with green chilies. I'm going to use a small portion of this chorizo. And then I'm going to cut another portion for some breakfast burritos this week, and I'm going to freeze the rest. I'm going to use a small onion and some of this bacon, not all of it, but I'm going to cut it in like almost bite-sized pieces like that and fry them up. So the first thing I'm going to do is boil the beans, and I won't put anything else in until they're done. Everything else will go in at the end. Okay, so stay tuned and let's get these beans going. Alright everyone, so the first thing I'm going to do is, what I do is go through my beans. I'm going to pour them out of the bag and pour them onto the counter, and I'll show you what I do. And the way I do it is the way my mom did it while we were growing up. She did it all our lives, and so that's the way I do it. So I basically just pour my beans on the counter. Okay, so yeah, that's up to you if you want to soak them overnight or not. You know, no big deal for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this, and I'll get back to you when I'm done. Okay, so I have gone through all my beans and I've rinsed them out with cold water. So I'm just going to pour them in here. And then I'm just going to put some water in here. So you don't have to look through for rocks and dirt and everything. I didn't find any. Most packaged beans you won't. But if you get beans out of a bin where you scoop them up yourself, that's where you may get them. So that's just what I do. All right, so I'm going to put water in here. I'm probably going to cook it on between low and medium because I don't want them to cook too fast. And you got to keep an eye on them because you don't want to burn them. Burnt beans do not taste good at all. You will have to dump the whole thing. So, and I don't put any salt until they're almost done, when all the juices become what it's going to become. And then I'll put salt in and taste for salt, pepper, whatever you want to put in there. All right, so that is all I do. I do it very simple. This is the way my mom did it. And believe me, we grew up on refried beans and pinto beans because that's what we could afford. So, but they were good. My mom was good at making them. My dad made the best refried beans, which I always try to get it like he does, or how he did. So, all right, I'm going to throw some water in there, get it on stove, and get cooking, and we'll be back. Okay, so I've got my water in here. I don't measure how much water I put in there. I just put it above where the beans are. I got it a little bit above that, and then I just check it throughout the time, make sure it's got water, and I do cover it up. So, all right, so just show you how much water I start off with. All right, everyone, so my beans have been going for about 3.5 hours. And I started off cooking them closer to a medium heat, but then I quickly turned it down to like a very low heat, like at number 2. So 3.5 hours, they're almost done. The texture is not quite to the complete soft point, but they're almost there. So all I did was add some salt in it, and throughout the time it's been cooking, I've just been checking to make sure it's got water. So, and that's all I do to my refried beans. Now it's time to get the stuff ready for the rest of it to make it charro beans, which I'm going to cut up an onion, cut up the bacon, cook it up, get the chorizo cut up, and add in all the other stuff. All right, so stay tuned and let's finish this up. All right, everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and start cutting up the bacon so I can get that frying. So I'm just going to cut it up into pieces that big. So if you tear it apart, it's just that big of a chunk. All right. And you can actually just do it to whatever size you want. So I'm going to break this all up, get it in the frying pan, and start frying it up. All right, everyone, so I am actually using a small onion. I don't know if you can really see how small that is because I'm not making a ton of these beans because it's only Glenn that's going to eat them. I don't eat them once all this stuff is in. That's why I'm going to separate a little bit of the beans so I can make myself some refried tacos tonight. And so yeah, depending on how big of a pot of charro beans you make it, you know, determine how big of an onion you want to use, how much of everything you want to use. So, and I cut these very small. Now Glenn likes onion, but he doesn't like big or crunchy in everything. So I cut these small. And what I'm going to do is, once the bacon is done, is I'm going to be cooking up the chorizo, then dumping in the onion, the bacon, the tomatoes with the green chilies, the jalapenos, and then I'm going to dump the beans in it. So, all right, so I got them sliced really thin, and I just cut real small. And again, up to you. You want them big, you want them small, cut them how you want to. All right, so that's it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting this onion so we can get going. All right, so I got the onion cut up and they're ready to go. I just took 5 jalapenos from our jarred jalapenos, and I'm just going to cut those up. So just cut them up to pieces like that, and that's it. Again, you can use fresh jalapenos, up to you what you want to put in this. but the typical would be chorizo, onions, jalapenos, or some hot pepper. And then you can add the green, or you can add the diced tomatoes. I'll be using a can of diced tomatoes with green chilies in it, so he'll have the green chilies plus the jalapeno. I got the bacon cooking right now. So there's that. And now I'm just gonna divide up that chorizo. So I got the chorizo right here. I think I am actually going to use half of it on the charro beans. So use that. So when we're ready to cook it up, that's all ready to go. And then I'll just put this in a baggie and use this for some breakfast burritos. Alright, so again I'm using this, and it's just Great Value brand. It doesn't matter what brand you use. Diced tomatoes with green chili. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and everything will be ready to go by the time we're ready to make the chorizo. Okay, so this is the cover for my pot of beans, tin foil, because I don't have a cover for this one. So this is the pot of beans, and the texture of the beans is just about soft. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out just a little bit for my refried beans, and then we're going to take this pot off, and I'm going to bring on a bigger, deeper frying pan and start cooking the chorizo. So this is basically what it looks like. Alright, so stay tuned. Alright, so now we're actually going to cook the chorizo. And as you can see, I got kind of a deeper frying pan because the beans are going to get poured in here. Alright, so for the chorizo, you just want to stir it up, and you'll know when it's cooked because it's going to break down. And for those of you who have cooked with chorizo, you know what it's going to look like. Now, if you ever buy a pack of chorizo that says picoso on it, that means it's got a bite. Picoso means hot. Oops. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and start putting stuff in here. I'm going to throw my bacon in. I'm going to go ahead and put the onions in there. Got the jalapenos. And the tomatoes, which has green chilies. You're just going to mix all that up. So once you throw the beans in there, it's just a matter of letting it simmer for a little bit, just to get some flavors in. Now this would probably taste best the next night, because all these flavors are going to just blend in. Smells a little spicy. I already took my beans out of the pot, so whatever I throw in is Glenn's. Alright, so I'm going to get the pot of beans ready to pour in. Alright, so I'm going to pour in this pot of beans without trying not to hit the camera. Alright. And that's pretty much all there is to it. If you want to let it simmer for a little bit, so I'm just going to lower the heat and just let it simmer for a little bit uncovered. Alright everyone, so here it is. These are Charro beans, also known as Cowboy beans. So only Glenn eats this, so I'll be making some refried beans and probably kind of make it into a quesadilla type thing. So, alright. That's it. That's his Charro beans. Alright everyone, so I gave Glenn his supper, and I usually just get Glenn's stuff ready. Sometimes we don't end up eating at the same time like tonight. So it just works out that way. I like to get him set up, and then I like to actually get comfortable for the night and let my hair down and put my nightshirt on and all that good stuff, feed the cats. And then I'll get my stuff ready. So I'm getting my stuff ready now. So, but what I wanted to tell you is Glenn had 2 bowls of the Charro beans, and he thought they were awesome. He said, whatever you did, it is the best he's ever had. So that made me feel super good. Now, I like to, when I cook, it makes me very happy when Glenn likes my meals. He'll usually say, it's good, babe. It's really good. But when he says it's awesome, well, that's to me, that makes me very happy that he likes them. I mean, because I want him to like my food, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna write that recipe down before I forget how I did it. This is only like the 2nd or 3rd time that I've ever made Charro beans, and I think a key to it was that I let it simmer after I put everything together, put the beans and all the mixings. I let it simmer for a couple hours on a real low heat, and I think it really made the difference in letting all the flavors, you know, set in together. So yeah, he absolutely loved them, and there's enough for tomorrow, so that's good. Tomorrow's supper is made. I only have to figure out mine. So what I'm doing now is making my supper. This pork chop was from what we got at the food pantry today, and we fried up 4 of them for lunch today and had them on hamburger buns, but I didn't eat 2 of them. I just ate 1, so this is the other one. I don't want it to go to waste, so I just sliced it up, as you can see, and I'm going to warm it up. I'm going to refry some beans, and I think I may do like 1 quesadilla. I'm going to do like 1.5 quesadillas. I'm going to make a quesadilla with all this pork in it with some cheese. And then the other one, I think I'm just going to do like folded over refried beans with some cheese and toast it also. And I might cut up some avocado too. And that'll be what I eat tonight. And then that'll save me some beans for tomorrow. And then I have another avocado for tomorrow. So, and then tomorrow will be set. So I am just extremely happy that Glenn thought they were awesome. Remember the key to let that all sit in, but I will put the recipe that I used in the description below. So, all right. So I'm just really happy. So right now, let me warm up all this stuff, get my beans refried and all that good stuff. You know what? I just thought about something. Instead of warming up that little pork chop, this, I'm just going to make my quesadilla, put it in there as it is at room temperature, and it should warm up as I'm making the quesadilla. That way I don't have to do two different things. So that's what I'm going to do. Yay me. Oh, yeah. So I'm ready to call it a night after we eat. I've got a lot to do tomorrow. It seems like it anyway. I have to, I'm going to get up early. I got some orders I got to do. And I want to cut grass before it gets too warm. And then I need to put away all the food from the pantry. I also need to take, we have a bunch of Harley shirts I need that I washed, but I need to take pictures of them and post them on Facebook Marketplace to sell those. And I need to do some more laundry. So yeah, I have quite a bit to do tomorrow, and I need to get up early to do that. So all right, let me get my quesadilla going and let me stop blabbering. Okay guys, change of plans again on what I'm eating here. Okay, so I got my quesadilla going. I put some of the cut pork chop strips, but there's quite a bit, so I'm going to save these for tomorrow night, and I can have another quesadilla. And I'm going to save all my beans for tomorrow, and I can have refried beans as well. So tonight I'll have a quesadilla with the other half of the pork strips with cheese, and I'll cut up some avocado and put that in a tortilla as well. So that's what I'm doing. That's it. Final. All right. My quesadilla is going. It's almost done. I love me some avocado. Ooh. I forget I have sharp knives now. I can almost poke myself here. All right, let me get the quesadilla. All right, here's my quesadilla. I'm going to just cut it in fours now. I know you could use a pizza cutter as well, but I've always just done this. And now that I have sharp knives, it takes nothing at all. So, all right. I'm going to plate this. I'm going to heat up a tortilla with my avocado. I'll be right back. All right, everyone. So this is my final my final decision for my supper tonight. Pork quesadilla and some avocado, and that's what I'm going to be eating tonight. So all right, so thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video today. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know sometimes the videos aren't as exciting, and I do more chit-chatting, but I appreciate you hanging in there. So all right, I'm gonna eat, get ready for bed. So remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.